10 a.m. of what's the date? October 6th. This is my 100th day on the road. Yeah, I'll always remember this day. I am right now headed to the Chinggis Khan statue, which is around 50 kilometers from the city. But first I will stop at a coffee shop on the way, have a coffee, and then I'll proceed. It's 10:20 a.m. Reached one of the cafes here on the way to the Chinggis Khan Monument, and yeah, I got an espresso. Well, this one is an expensive coffee shop. So this is something I observed in UlaanBaatar, that the coffee prices actually vary very significantly, and they are always higher than what I saw in the smaller cities coming from Olgi. Which is a surprise. I thought bigger cities will have more shops, so there's more competition and the prices would be less, but that's not the case. So I have seen the price of a coffee, of a cappuccino, varying from like 6.5k Turkic manat to like 10 to 11k, and 11k is a significant price. I think it is around like $4 or $4.50. Yes, that should be the price. So but anyway, I think that's how UlaanBaatar and Mongolia is. I'll have my coffee and then I will proceed to the Chinggis Khan Chinggis Khan statue, which is around 40 to 42 kilometers from here. It's 11:15. I'm standing in one of the petrol stations here, Petrovis. And yeah, the situation that I always dreaded, it actually happened. So I didn't have enough cash, my card didn't work, and then I had to go to the ATM to withdraw some cash and then give. Luckily the ATM was just on the other side of the road, so all good. That's the Chinggis Khan sculpture. I think this is the most popular tourist destination in Ulaanbaatar. Yeah, the sculpture is reasonably high. I don't know the exact dimensions, but it looks pretty good. I think made of steel, I guess. Yeah, I think I'll probably just go around and see it from all the sides. That's the view from the side. I think the horse is more visible than Chinggis Khan. But anyway, it's a view. Inside the Chinggis Khan museum, there's this huge shoe. Yeah, I think it's just for the representation purpose. And there are these pictures of all the Mongol rulers in the past. Yeah, most of them kind of look the same, but anyway. This is the museum downstairs, and yeah, so everything in Mongolia is either in the Mongolian script, which is basically Cyrillic, or in the Tibetan script. They hardly write anything in English. So yeah, I think that was the same in the museums in Russia. So I didn't used to go to any of the museums. And yeah, I think that this whole entry in the Chinggis Khan monument is skippable. I mean, it was just too cold outside, and yeah, so I just like bought the ticket and I came in. Otherwise, yeah, you can just see the monument from outside and leave. That's probably good enough. Some of the few things that is written in English is something here. It does say that the horses are actually respected by Mongolians because, well, as a nomadic person, horse is probably very valuable. It takes you to places, and then I think the horse milk is also being used. So yeah, it's very similar to like how cow is in India. Like I think there are some energy aspects to it as well. I have read, but then I don't know about the horses. But then I was right that horses are actually considered sacred in Mongolian culture, and that's why most of the monuments where I went and saw, like, they have horses depicted alongside the main person, who's usually Chinggis Khan or probably is one of the Buddhist deity. I think the Buddhist deity is called Mahakala, which is very similar to Mahakal, which is a second name of Lord Shiva. So here I read about something called a family stamp, and all the stamps that are here are actually of the king and their family. So apparently every family used to have a stamp in Mongolian culture, like how we have the community name or the surname, and the son will inherit the stamp of the father and then maybe add a few new lines or some changes to it to make his own stamp. And the stamp of the king family is used on the currency. So nice. I think this is very particular to the Mongolian culture. I don't think I have seen this kind of a thing in any other ancient culture of having the stamp and the representation. Yeah, these stamps are nice. Reminds me of the icons of current days. Yeah, maybe I should also create one of my own icon. I should do that. Yeah, this is the top of the Chinggis Khan statue. Like, this is the highest you can come if you are inside the statue, and yeah, this is the view you will get. There's also a nice view of the landscape around. Yeah, it's nice. I have not seen the steppe or the Mongolian landscape from a height where I don't really have a drone. This is definitely a nice view. So looks like there are Gar camp stays here next to the this statue, and some touristy stuff, horses and camels. I think it might not be a bad idea to just stay one night here and maybe see the statue early in the morning. Yeah, maybe. Oh, actually, there are a lot of Gar camps. There are a few there as well, which is a little far, but yeah, I think there's enough touristy stuff here. I think since it's end of season, like, there are this lesser crowd today, but then maybe when it's summers, probably this place will be bustling, as I guess. Okay, so done with the Chinggis Khan monument, the place to visit in Ulaanbaatar. Now I will head to a place called Zaisan Monument, which is apparently a Soviet style monument. It's in the south of Ulaanbaatar, slightly outside the city. So yeah, I'll be heading there. We'll see that place, and then I'll head into Ulaanbaatar. There are a few museums in Ulaanbaatar, but I am not too excited to visit them, well, because I don't think I can read much in the museums anyway. After visiting the Zaisan Monument, I will head over to the place, the house of a person named Tuvshu. He is an overlander, and he actually graciously agreed to house my motorbike in winters, and I'll be heading to his house, and will be parking my motorbike there. I don't know if I'll park it today or I'll park tomorrow, because tomorrow I need to go to the embassy as well, but I'll see. Yeah, maybe I'll just park it today itself, and then I'll just walk around tomorrow. on the side of the road, there was a biker, and he actually has ran out of petrol. But then I stopped, and I had this jerry can with spare petrol, and then I put it in his motorbike. And yeah, he was very grateful. I'm also happy that I helped someone on the way, because a lot of other guys have helped me, and you know, I never paid them back, and they always said that, well, you don't have to pay us back, just help another traveler on the way. And I'm glad today I got the opportunity to do that. So I've reached here. It's Zaisan Monument. It's a Soviet monument. There's the parking here. I have parked my bike behind the car. It's not visible. And there are these stairs up to the monument there on the top. So I'll be going there. While I climb the stairs, I think it's also worthwhile to tell the story of communist purge in Mongolia. So apparently Mongolia was never part of USSR, but there was it was a satellite state, and when USSR was in existence, a lot of communist presence was established in Mongolia. And there's a concept called communist purge, where a lot of religious places are, I don't know, destroyed or converted or something of that sort, but a lot of Buddhist monuments and places have been kind of they don't exist anymore. I did not research this a lot, but I did read about communist purge at a few places, and I guess during that era they ended up establishing something like this, which is more reminiscent of the Soviet times. And yeah, again, as with every other Soviet monument, this is also dedicated to World War, and it's yeah, monument for all the soldiers, the Russian and the Mongolian soldiers that died during the World War II. Yeah, while the monument is the monument, it's nice. I think the views from here are actually nicer. I mean, it's probably worthwhile to climb all this up just for the view of the entire city. I'm guessing that's Ulaanbaatar, and all the skyscrapers are on this side of the city, it seems. So we are on the south of Ulaanbaatar, and from where I see, looks like the southern and maybe the eastern part of Ulaanbaatar has these newish nice buildings, and this one is with all the glasses, like how they make all the new age banks, or you know, the IT parks. Guess it is one of those here in Mongolia. But yeah, everything else also is pretty nice, new, tall, skyscraperish here.
Excuse me, where are you from?
I'm from India.
India?
Yes.
Indo.
Yeah.
Machos. Namaste.
Namaste. So this yeah, it's depiction of World War. The red star is the Red Army, Russian Army, and there on one of the things down there is a swastik symbol, so that's Nazi. So something is written in English here which I can read. The view here is actually very nice, with these nice new buildings and the hills in the background. I mean, wherever there's plain, like there's buildings and then there are hills, so the buildings have nice hill view. Yeah, and a lot of, I guess, crows and pigeons and sparrows. Nice. Everybody is living harmoniously here. That's how the big monument actually looks from the front, and it's a soldier holding seems like a flag with a sickle and hammer, yeah, sign at the top of it. And then there's this star, both are symbol of communism. I think I want to talk a little more about communist purge concept. So when I traveled through like Russia, I also found that like quite a few cathedrals and churches, they were converted to museum during the communist era. So communism in general, I think is for the lack of better words, anti-religion, and I think the religion kind of takes the back seat, and anything which is religious is basically, you know, converted to something non-religious. But I don't know in Mongolia. I think yeah, when the communist purge happened, maybe they actually destroyed the Buddhist artifacts. And this kid is going to be the future downhill biker, as in cyclist. Okay, I think he's okay. So coming from Zaisan Hill, there is this pathway that connects to the building next, and I don't know if the video will come properly, but then yeah, it is like a semi-transparent floor, and you can actually see down. And if you walk looking down for some time, yeah, it does make you a bit dizzy. This is the main monastery of here in Ulaanbaatar, and I actually went closer to the deities. The central Buddha figure is actually made by Indian government, and then they have placed here it in Mongolia. That's what is written in one of the boards there. And I don't think these are all gold, unlike Orthodox Church of Russia, but they must be gold plated, or maybe they are bronze. I don't know, but yeah, it was heartening to see that Indian government has actually placed the main Buddha statue right in front here in Mongolia. This is the main monastery building. Actually, it's supposed to be closed at 5 o'clock. But then I wanted to go to an ATM, and Google Maps showed that there's an ATM inside the monastery premises. And when I went inside, I figured that it's still open. It closes at 5, so they just now closed it. Well, this is the monastery I've been wanting to visit. This is the biggest here in Ulaanbaatar, and pleasant surprise was that, well, the main deity statue is placed by Indian government here, so yeah, that's a good thing. I wanted to visit this place. This was the last thing that I wanted to visit in Ulaanbaatar. There are other museums, but I don't think I'll be visiting them. Monastery is created in Chinese style with those curved ceilings. Yeah, not the Buddhist style. Buddhist style ceilings are actually flat. They are more Indian, I guess, because, well, Buddhism started in India at one point of time. But yeah, it's probably more popular in China at the moment. So yeah, there are more Chinese elements in the Buddhist monasteries and the architecture. That's the entrance to the monastery, and this is actually very close to the hostel that I'm staying. And whenever I come by motorbike or when I leave with my motorbike, I always pass through this road, and I always saw this entrance, and it looked pretty nice, and I was like, yeah, I'll probably come to the monastery once. And yeah, thankfully I came. And yeah, this is how the gate and the monastery looks from outside. It's a pretty big campus of the monastery. I mean, the road actually runs next to it parallel, and that's where I usually come from.